Good evening, gentlemen. It is the end of September. Very sad. Very sad. No more Tandy stuff. Well, at least not hashtag Tandy stuff. We didn't accomplish nearly all of the tasks that we set out for ourselves at the beginning of September. We did get the Model 4 working, although it's not really finished, but it's fixed, it's working. We got the 1000HX all pimped out. We didn't get anywhere with the Model 2. I don't think I'm going to have to return the Model 2, but I'm not 100% sure yet. So I did record some other stuff about the Model 2, but I don't want to edit it into a video until I know for sure that I can actually finish that project. Anyway, we never did get around to 3D printing those new clips to fix that Tandy CGA monitor, and we never did get around to hooking the DT1 up to anything. But that's going to kind of tie into this coming month now, because it is now Unixtober. Yes. That's not actually a thing, but it is for me. Unixtober the 1st today, and this month I'm going to fart around with Unix stuff. I've got a SparkStation LX to try to fix. So yeah, speaking of Unixtober, I've been working on some of the software for this. This is the serial to Wi-Fi doohickaroo that I'd been working on. This is the final prototype. It's still built on perf board, but this one actually uses a Max 3232. It's a 3.3 volt device instead of pretending that this thing's 5 volt tolerant. Supposedly the D1 Mini isn't 5 volt tolerant, but it was working fine on 5 volts. I don't know. So, yeah, this one has a couple of jumpers up here that shorts carrier detect DTR and DTS all together, so that they loop back on the serial port. So if you're using software that requires those signals, they kind of fake each other out. This is a jumper back here that cuts off all of the 3.3 volt supply to everything on this perf board. For some reason, you have to have that disconnected when you try to program the thing. And it seems to be working just fine. Once I'm sure that this is the way that I want to do this. Oh, this also implements hardware handshaking. RTS and CTS signals are connected on here too. Yeah, it's going to be a neat project, and it's somewhat Unix related. So that'll be cool. So yeah, if you didn't see the previous videos on this thing, basically you hook this thing up to a serial port on like a serial terminal, like that Zenith over there, or the DT1 over there, and then you can hook another one up somewhere else and make them connect to each other, and they act like wireless serial ports. I think I'll probably also have it fixed up so you can connect to TCP ports and stuff like that. I don't think that this module is powerful enough to run an SSH client, though, which is kind of unfortunate, because that would be pretty freaking neat. But maybe I can figure something out. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So that'll be kind of interesting. And I've also been thinking about doing some vintage software shit, particularly if you've ever heard of Daniel Lawrence's D&D. It's arguably one of the first computer role-playing games that was ever written. It was developed in the late 70s, I believe, on a PDP-11 originally in BASIC +2, and it was later ported to VMS and the PC and Pascal and Unix, and then it was ported back to RTS-11, or whichever. I think that was the operating system that it was originally written on by a guy. But anyway, yeah. So it's kind of a roguelike game, but not really. The dungeon layouts aren't random. It's a really neat game, and but the source code. I've got a copy of the Unix source code. I've got a copy of the original VMS Basics source code, and both are. Unfortunately, the Pascal source code was never released, as far as I know. Like, the source code is an absolute disaster area, like, in all ways. I mean, it's ugly, man. Like, I mean, it is ugly. So I think it would be cool to re-implement the game in C. Even though there is a C version, it's a mess. Something that's a little more portable and write a little cleaner code, and maybe we can just get a baseline implementation done and reverse engineer all of the data, which I've already done, but it'll be interesting to talk about it, I think. And then once we have it re-implemented and being a clone of the original, then we can start to add some stuff to it, maybe. So that might be interesting. I don't know, maybe you're not into that kind of thing. If that's boring as shit, well, let me know, and maybe I won't be quite as keen on recording so much of that. But I'm going to do it anyway, I think, and, you know, making videos about it is a good way to motivate myself, because I feel like I have a responsibility to you guys to actually do something instead of just, you know, sitting around watching reruns of The Expanse on Pirate Bay or something. Or, I mean, Netflix, of course, or something like that. So, yeah, happy Septandy. I'm going to finish all of these projects before next Septandy. Don't worry about that. But I may keep some of the nitty-gritty detail videos of some of that stuff in reserve for Septandy 2021, assuming that the universe doesn't implode before then. So, my friends, thank you for joining me this Septandy, and please continue to join me here in Unixtober, and hopefully we'll do some cool shit. Alright, cool. Have a good night. Thanks for watching.